How's everything going in terms of getting back into the flow and kind of back into your routine? And 2 weeks away, you feeling comfortable? You're on schedule, so to speak.
Yeah, we're good fortune to have been in a number of bowl games. And I think our preparation is quality. I think we're going to be healthier than we've been. Certainly Clemson will as well. We'll return several starters back to the fold, and we're excited about it. We lost Quan Alexander early in the Florida game, and he's back, and really Taj Jones, and really a number of guys. Our offensive line will kind of return to health, and so yeah, I feel like we're there. We're not ready to play the game today, certainly, but we're getting there.
Coach, it's not a BCS bowl game, but this is a pretty good matchup between.
Matchup is great. You know, if you have to look at get to the back end of your season, you played some very big games. Certainly, Clemson played some very significant games in their season, and you want to play a team that's a bowl championship is certainly something to play for. And you play a quality Clemson team, you play a quality LSU team. This matchup will have more lure in my mind than some of the BCS matchups.
You guys have had to face the Heisman winner this year. You had to face McCarron. There's some really good offenses. You kind of look at Clemson's offense, Taj Boyd. You kind of taking some mental notes and kind of thinking about it, attacking that offense and kind of how you go about it.
Oh, it's going to be a great challenge. The good thing is there's elements of their offense that we've run across throughout the season, and so there'll be some ability to transfer a game plan, but yet a little different as well. And it'll be a great challenge. We like the speed of our defense. Like I said, we like the matchup there.
You've had a lot of success in Atlanta in the Georgia Dome prior 5-6 years. Any explanation as to why you have played so well in Atlanta?
I think we play well inside. I think there's I think the turf that we have in our indoor facility was we went right there when I got there to say we need to have the turf that they have because we want to prepare to be there and practice there. I just think that we look at the Atlanta destination as achievement, and I think it is. So I think our guys, when I told them we were going to Chick-fil-A, they were jacked.
Talk about that the last time you guys were here. I mean, that was a resounding win for our Georgia Tech team. I can remember sitting down with you about that, the option, and you said, well, I've seen this in Colorado. I mean,
well, obviously each team that you play is a much different challenge, and Clemson is a much different team than the Georgia Tech team was back then. You focus on those challenges, and you hopefully get a game plan that allows you to, play to it. And it was a great challenge. I remember that option offense that Georgia Tech ran, and wanting to have our defense ready to play against it. And, it was a real concern for us. But defensive coaches did a great job. The game plan was really sound, and of course we played well. And those kind of victories they're enjoyable.
How about for Zach to come back home and the importance for him to play well here?
Well, I don't know that it's important that he plays well here any more than he plays well, because the great thing is home is LSU too, and they follow him fully, and it's his experience away and his experience in this game. It's kind of building his body of work. I think he'll look forward to playing really well here, and we'd like to have gotten back here a little earlier this year. But, those things did.
What's been the key for your defense and forcing the turnovers? You guys do a lot of great things on defense. You forced over 30 turnovers. What's the secret recipe?
I think being fast to the ball is a key piece. I think we focus on that aspect of the game. I probably know more, no less than other teams, but we're fortunate to have guys that come to that ball.
Montgomery is a guy who comes from my neck of the woods. He's a guy who's kind of grown in your program on a line where you got a bunch of great guys. Talk about Sam's progress.
Sam really expected himself to do something very special, and he chose a path that would not be an ordinary path for him, and he chose to step out, really create what is his body of work and his legacy, if you will. And he's done a great job at LSU. He came in expecting himself to be a special player. He got to that point, got injured. When he got injured, I think he got better. I think he worked so hard to return, and his strength and his abilities really increased. And he plays with such passion. I go back to the kind of guy he is, the decision that he makes, and then the injury that happened. I think those two things. I'm going to be special, and then this thing can be removed from you. Really, just allow him to just walk, and I think he's playing that way really every now.
You've been, you're starting to get a foothold here in Metro Atlanta recruiting. You got the kid out of Marietta who's an outstanding athlete. Talk about the importance of what it is for LSU now to see the importance of high school recruiting.
Well, this has got to be a standard spot for us to come into. We come here to play. I mean, we want to be here in December and playing in the conference championship, and we enjoy this as a destination. So, we've had a number of guys. If you look at the Perry Rileys and Kelvin Shepherds, and really, and now Zach, and I can't mention this guy. We want to have a presence here.
Coach, you've had some success playing against quarterbacks.
Kevin Menner, who's our captain, and one of the stalwarts on our defense as well.
You've had some success playing against quarterbacks with a little bit more mobility to them. Just talk about the kind of challenges that are going against Taj Boyd's that are for you.
Well, you always have to have somebody, a mindful eye on that guy's who's got the ball in his hand. We want to make sure we get guys to him quickly when he pulls that thing down or he decides that it's his run. It's a concern of ours, certainly, and part of every game plan. So, that faces Clemson, you better account for him, or it'll be a long day.
How is Minter? Minter's got like 111 tackles or something on a defense with a lot of good guys. Is it designed where he's supposed to make plays? Is he playing at an unbelievable level? What about him?
He's playing at an unbelievable level, and he's a guy that will play better and better. And he's just one of those guys that just does everything right. I mean, he didn't come in learning and knowing what to do. It basically took some time for him to play naturally. He's playing much more naturally than he has ever played. When he gets there, and he always has been this way, when he gets there, he's very violent.
Coach, same question we asked Coach Sweeney. Would you be in favor of an early signing date, similar to what basketball does?
Absolutely. And we've been a proponent of this for quite some time. And I should say I have. And here's what I say. I have 22 or more guys on my board already committed. Okay, they committed before their visit. They committed with the likelihood that they would take a visit, but they're committed. And so at that point in time, to save schools money, to save the wear and tear on the assistant coach, to allow the student athlete to go to school and not be bothered by a number of people that have to traipse into the school and go after them. I say, give them a signing date in November. November before December 1st even is. And say, listen, late November, if you're committed at this point, you're committed for a reason, you want to go to that school, let's give them the opportunity to sign. They sign, it's over. They can still take their visit. The recruiting, the active recruiting is gone. They can focus on the remainder of their school year, play the other sport, play the spring sport, and not involve themselves if they've already made the decision. If they've not, then I say, okay, continue on in the recruiting calendar, but this changes no recruiting calendar. I'm not talking about you need to have official visits. I'm not talking about you need to change the recruiting calendar. I'm just saying those guys that are going to commit, hey, I live 60 miles from the school, I always want to go there, I'm going there, I don't care if they offer me a scholarship, I'm coming. That guy should have the opportunity to sign. It does not, the naysayers of the early signing date means then, oh, then you have to allow official visits, you have to, yeah, there's some, I say make no change to the calendar. I say don't allow, if a guy has come on your campus unofficially and has chosen your school, that's plenty.
Did Mettenberger kind of get a little bit more latitude as the year went on? You kind of let him do a little bit more, or pull the reins back, so to speak?
I think the chemistry of the passing game just kind of came, and I think Zach was a big part of that.
Coach, the business, the sport of college football has been changing over the years. This year in particular, it seems like when the season's over, the coaching hires and that coaching carousel kind of picks up, and every year it seems to get more aggressive. Your name has even been mentioned. Not asking you to comment on any of the particular coaches that have gone any places, but just talk about the difference and the change in that system of coaching hires and the coaching carousel.
You know what? I've really not been a guy that has ever really wanted to be involved in that. I like where I'm at. I enjoy my job. I enjoy the men that I've been able to recruit. But it's a necessity of our sport. You know, some guys, they don't want you. Some guys, they want you. And so that requires a supply and demand. You know, we need a coach. We're going to need to go find one. So, I mean, I certainly understand that, you know, for me, my family, I'm very comfortable where I'm at. And I think most coaches are. I think if they have a place where, you know, they're going to work with you, they believe that you're a quality coach. The young men that you coach are getting their degree and having quality experiences. And what's going on? I think there's some craziness in that whole deal, but I also think that, again, supply and demand, it's a necessity of the business.
Guys, with that, I'm sorry, I've got to cut it off. We've got to get Coach in there, but the show is going to continue in there with both coaches together. We've got a spot there in the back you guys can set up, and of course, you're all welcome to eat lunch with us as well.